Hey Pokemon champions, what's going on? It's Champion Blaze here, and the Pokemon anime has showcased some outstanding battles during its 20+ year span so far. From amazing rival battles to exceptional league battles, they're one of the best parts of the Pokemon anime. Some of these amazing battles also happen to feature the fan favorite Pokemon, Charizard. Some of the best battles in the anime have featured the Pokemon Charizard, whether it belonged to Ash, Alain, etc. So today we'll be ranking what we believe to be the 10 best Charizard battles in the Pokemon anime, and I say we because I brought along a friend today to help me out.
Hey guys, what's up? POKEZA'M here.
POKEZA'M, thanks for being here. And with that out of the way, here are the 10 best Charizard battles in the Pokemon anime. Let's get started. Starting us off at the top of our list, we have Ash's 7th Kanto Region Gym Battle, Ash vs BLAINE, specifically their rematch atop Cinnabar Island's volcano. Out of all the battles from the original series, this is probably one of the most iconic, as it's one of the very few Kanto Gym battles that Ash actually legitimately won. This is also the first battle where we get to see the true potential of Ash's Charizard. The battle between Magmar and Charizard was actually pretty quick in the scope of the episode, but it gives enough time for us to see Magmar's strength and to see how Charizard is able to hold its own. Now Charizard still isn't obeying Ash at this point, as it just wants to prove its strength against another fire-type Pokemon, but due to this, Charizard shows how strong it can actually be when it wants to. What I really love is that Charizard legitimately struggles against Magmar's power as well. We can see that when it's withstanding the power of its Fire Blast, as well as throughout the rest of the battle too. The battle did a great job demonstrating BLAINE's competency and strength as a Kanto gym leader, while also giving us a glimpse and proper showcase of how strong Charizard can truly be. This is one of the few Kanto gym battles done right, but of course there are other battles where Ash's Charizard actually listens to him, and other battles that are longer and more epic as well. But at the number 10 spot is Ash's rematch against BLAINE.
At number 9, we have Ash vs Claire, which took place at the Blackthorn City Gym located in the Johto region. The battle was between Claire's Dragonair and Ash's Charizard, and at the time, Charizard was already listening to Ash. The battle started off pretty slow, but definitely picked up, and the battle was very fast-paced from there on. Also, this was a very close battle, and Dragonair put up a really tough fight. Charizard tried to end Dragonair with its iconic Seismic Toss, but failed the first time because Dragonair countered with its Dragon Rage and sent Charizard to the ground. And to be honest, right there, I thought Charizard lost the battle. But that's when Charizard got serious and used another Seismic Toss, but this time, it was a Flaming Seismic Toss, which made Charizard win the battle, and made Ash win his 8th badge, the Rising Badge.
At number 8, we'll be taking a look at our first battle to come from a spin-off series for the anime, which is Red vs Giovanni in Pokemon Origins. Pokemon Origins came out during the time of the Pokemon XY series, so it had the luxury of being drawn and animated in that same style or very similar to it. But the series still manages to have a unique feel to it. In episode 3 of this 4-part series, we see Red face off against Giovanni to earn his 8th and final Kanto Gym badge. The majority of this battle shows Red getting his butt kicked by Giovanni, as none of his Pokemon can stand up to his Rhyhorn except for his Hitmonlee, since it's a fighting type. However, even his Hitmonlee only ended up doing a double knockout with Giovanni's Rhyhorn. After that, Charizard ends up being Red's ace in the hole as his final Pokemon. What makes his moment so cool is that Red states he specifically wanted his final Pokemon in this battle to be Charizard. He wanted to win with Charizard. Red, and by extension Charizard, have a profound impact on Giovanni as it gets his blood boiling and burning with the passion for battling again like he had growing up. The battle continues and Giovanni sends out Rhydon. Rhydon and Charizard exchange a few blows and Charizard gets knocked back. It seems like Giovanni would win until Red has Charizard dodge at the last second. Just like our boy Ash Ketchum, Red finishes off Rhydon with a classic Seismic Toss and wins the battle. The epic replay of Seismic Toss was great, and the battle is a big payoff for the narrative of Pokemon Origins to change Giovanni for the better, even if it's just an anime style retelling of the Gen 1 games. But what keeps the battle lower for me is that it's one one-sided for the most part, so when Red does send out Charizard against Rhydon, you're kind of expecting Red to win, and then the battle gets kinda rushed. The animation is a big saving grace for it, but nonetheless, still a great battle.
At number 7, we have Red vs Blue, which took place in Pokemon Origins. This has to be one of my personal favorite battles for Pokemon specials. And the battle was between Red's Charizard and Blue's Blastoise. Pokemon Origins was only 4 episodes long, but I think they did a very good job showing Red and Blue from the beginning of their journey with Charmander and Squirtle to competing for the title of Champion of the Kanto region. After Red and Blue used all their other Pokemon, it was time for the final battle, Blastoise vs Charizard. And I really enjoyed the flashbacks we got of them as basic Pokemon to the final stage Pokemon. And right away, we got a very fast-paced battle. And at the start of this battle, Blastoise was actually looking really good. At one point, Charizard's health was really low, it was at red, and Blastoise had over half health. But Charizard still pushed through, and used a Fire Spin followed by a Fire Blast and won the battle, which made Red the champion. This battle was amazing and it definitely deserves to be on this list.
Moving to a different side series, we'll visit the Mega Evolution specials next. Entry number 6 is Alain vs Steven Stone, Mega Charizard X vs Shiny Mega Metagross. In the Mega Evolution specials during XYZ, we followed the journey of Alain, who wants to become the best Mega Evolution trainer in the world. Eventually, that journey leads him to the Hoenn region, and there he finally battles the region's champion, Steven. Now, while at first it may seem like Alain would have the upper hand since Charizard's Fire-type moves would be great against Metagross' Steel-typing, but the writers quickly show that this is not the case. Steven isn't the champion of Hoenn for nothing, and he proves that right off the bat. Alain's Charizard used Flamethrower, which Steven straight up redirects using Psychic. He didn't even dodge or issue an actual attack. The man straight up redirects the Flamethrower towards the sky to avoid any damage. That right there is an epic moment and demonstration of his power as a trainer, but also as the region's champion. Next, we see Steven deal a full-force Flash Cannon to Charizard and drop its special defense. It completely bashes it with Meteor Mash and drives Charizard into a cliff, which really reminds me of the fight between Iron Man and Thor in the first Avengers film. And then Steven takes a full-force Blast Burn, and it looks like it did nothing. Alain put up a good fight for sure, but Steven just made all his moves look like child's play. And considering the fact that the first time we see Steven's Metagross take significant damage is when they battle Primal Groudon and Kyogre, that should speak volumes to just how strong he really is. This battle was fast-paced, epic, and filled with beautiful animation and attack sequences. The back and forth was great, and it was nice to see Steven make his first return since AG. So I really loved this battle, and it definitely deserves spot number 6.
Now, moving on to the number 5 spot, and that is Ash vs Harrison, which took place in the Johto League. And the battle was between Ash's Charizard and Harrison's Blaziken. This battle was amazing, and the battle was so intense and close the whole time. First, it looks like Charizard's about to win after using a Seismic Toss, but Blaziken gets back up. This was such an action-packed battle, and it was really high level, like Professor Oak says. And the battle looked like it was about to end in a draw, but Charizard tapped out last second, which made Ash lose and Harrison move on to the semifinals. Charizard did lose this battle, but the main reason was because Harrison was studying Ash's Charizard when it was battling against Gary's Blastoise. This battle made Charizard push to the limits, which made this battle so much more interesting. So it has to be on this list.
Coming in at number 4 is one of my personal favorite battles on this list, and that's Ash's first battle in the Battle Frontier, Charizard vs Articuno. Ash's first opponent in the Battle Frontier was Factory Head Nolan and his freaking Articuno. This was the first time Ash had to battle a legendary Pokemon, and something completely unprecedented for the anime at that time. But boy did it make us hyped for that battle. Ash knows he needs a strong Pokemon if he's gonna defeat a legendary, so he calls up Professor Oak and he calls in Charizard. Right away we may think the type advantage will help him out a lot, but that's not really the case here as it was with Alain and Steven. The writers quickly show that Frontier Brains and legendary Pokemon are on a completely different level that Ash has seen to this point. Charizard takes a lot of major blows, even to the point where the tip of one of his wings gets frozen, but Charizard still manages to hang in there. What makes this battle so much more significant is that it's Ash's biggest challenge yet as a Pokemon trainer, but this battle also showcases really well the bond between Ash and Charizard and how far they've come since Kanto. We see Charizard use classic moves like Flamethrower, Dragon Rage, and Seismic Toss to finish off Articuno like in the good old days, but one of, if not the main highlight of this battle, is the debut of Ash's Charizard knowing the move Overheat. It helped melt off the ice from its wing and launched a super powerful attack. In the end, this battle was a great one to watch and set the tone for what the rest of the season would be like. This battle was a game changer not only for Ash as a trainer, but for the kinds of battles we could see in the anime now. This battle had fantastic pacing, great music, and awesome back and forth with really good animation. I always love going back and rewatching this battle. It's more than deserving of the number 4 spot.
Next up, we have the number 3 spot, and that has to go to Red's Charizard versus Mewtwo. Yes, you heard me right, Mewtwo. One of the strongest legendary Pokemons in the world. And this battle also took place in Pokemon Origins. The battle starts off with Red visiting Mewtwo's cave to catch it, and fill up the entire Pokédex. Red had all 149 Pokemon, and the last one he needed was Mewtwo. After battling Mewtwo with his other Pokemon like Gengar, Jolteon, and even Articuno, he was down to his last and OG Pokemon, Charizard. Even after using his strongest Pokemon, Charizard, he was still having a really hard time. And at one point, Red and Charizard was thrown into the cave's lake and was drowning, but that's when he found out about Mega Evolution. And Red Mega evolved his Charizard to become Mega Charizard X, of course. And this is where things get intense. First, Charizard uses a Fire Blast, and that actually scares Mewtwo. And the Fire Blast landed too. Then Red got too confident and tried to catch it right away, but it wasn't enough, of course. Also, while Charizard was using Slash on Mewtwo, I really enjoyed the little flashback we got of Charizard as a Charmander using Slash, and was showing how far Charizard has came. The battle ends off with Charizard using a Thunder Punch to win the battle. Then, Red actually catches Mewtwo, thinking he has all 151 Pokemon in Kanto. So yeah, this battle was insane, and it definitely deserved to be on this list.
In the runner-up spot, we have one of the most iconic battles in Pokemon history, that being Ash vs Gary in the Johto League. But for this list, we're specifically referring to Charizard vs Blastoise. This battle is simply awesome. We finally get to see, after 5 seasons, Ash and Gary face off in the league arena to see who is actually stronger. Ash and Gary haven't battled much prior to this, only about 3 times if I'm not mistaken, but Ash was always shown to be weaker than Gary and far much more behind him, so the tension between the two was definitely always present and portrayed throughout the series. Charizard vs Blastoise is the culmination of all these two had learned on their journeys through Kanto and Johto, and they put their faith in their strongest Pokemon. Let's be real, at this point in the show, Charizard was clearly Ash's strongest Pokemon. Charizard and Blastoise duke it out for a while, even going face to face with locked hands during one moment in the battle. There's great back and forth, but one of my most favorite moments in this battle is when Ash does such a big brain move and makes the most of his unpredictable battling style. He decides to freaking melt the battlefield using Charizard's Flamethrower. No one was expecting this. This tactic leaves Blastoise immobilized for a while until Gary has a big brain moon of his own and uses Blastoise's Hydro Pump to cool down the field. Both trainers were battling so strategically, and I don't think a single move was wasted during this battle. But of course, the icing on the cake is that Ash's finishing move of this battle was with Charizard's signature Seismic Toss. Using the classic seismic toss finisher, he's able to KO Blastoise and take the win. We finally get to see Ash beat the OG jerk rival, Gary Mother Flippin' Oak, and we see them earn respect for each other after the battle is over. This battle perfectly shows just how much Ash had grown during this time in Kanto and in Johto, which makes him ready to eventually travel to the Hoenn region as he would soon do. This battle is one of the best in Pokemon history and always will be. Now before we get to the number 1 spot, it's important to recognize some amazing battles that didn't quite make the cut. There's 3 other battles we had up for consideration when making this ranking, and the first one is Alain vs Trevor in the Kalos League. Now we all remember when this battle first aired and how excited we felt at the thought of 2 Mega Charizards duking it out in a Pokemon League match. The battle was surrounded by a lot of hype and potential, but the major problem with this battle is that it was over too damn fast. This battle was built up to be epic, but instead, they fired off a few attacks. Alain's Mega Charizard X splashes up some water, Trevor has his Charizard fly up into the air, and then Alain's Charizard one-shots it with Flamethrower because it knows math. It was over so quick. What is this, the Kalos League? Oh right, it is. This battle would have been so much better if it lasted a couple extra minutes and had more back and forth. Given how strong Megas are supposed to be, I don't feel Trevor's Mega Charizard Y should have been one-shot like that. It's just so disrespectful to him as a trainer and as a character. The next battle is one from the Mega Evolution side series again, which is Alain's Mega Charizard X and Steven's Mega Metagross versus Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. This is 2 insanely powerful Mega Pokemon versus 2 godly legendary Pokemon that could destroy the world if they damn well pleased. This battle had top tier animation, it was surrounded with an atmosphere of intensity and tension for the characters, and we even see Mega Rayquaza come down to discipline its children just like in the games. Everything about this was epic. However, we didn't include it in the official ranking since the battle also included Steven's Mega Metagross, and the fact that the other battles mentioned were just better than this one, but nonetheless it was an outstanding battle to watch. And the last honorable mention is going to be one you may have forgotten about, and that comes from the first Pokemon movie, Ash's Charizard vs Mewtwo's clone Charizard. Even though this battle is also quite quick, it also takes place in a movie and they have to keep things moving when they've only got 90 minutes of runtime to work with. Prior to seeing the 2 Charizard battle it out, we saw the Blastoise known as Shell Shocker and the Venusaur known as Brute Root both lose to their clone counterparts. Misty thinks that Ash should forfeit, but knowing our hero, his fighting spirit kicks in and he decides to battle anyways. Ash actually shows some competency as a trainer right before the battle starts, telling Charizard if it uses speed and not power, that it can win. Unfortunately, that's not the case. With the cloned Pokemon being meant to be way stronger than their original counterparts, the cloned Charizard is much faster and stronger. Ash's Charizard fails to land any damage and gets beaten horribly, but this battle is so great because of its amazing music and also because it, like the rest of the movie, embodies the theme of man versus machine. Is science and machines better than man and natural life? It's kinda like watching Godzilla battle Mechagodzilla for an easy comparison, even though the cloned Charizard isn't a robot. Just an amazing battle from that movie. But with all 3 honorable mentions out of the way, let's get right into our number 1 spot.
Now we have the number 1 spot, and that has to go to Ash vs Alain, which happened in the Kalos League finals. The battle was between Ash's Greninja and Alain's Charizard. And where do I even start with this battle? The animation, the story, the build-up, everything was amazing in this battle. So now let's talk about the battle. After Charizard took some damage from Pikachu and Greninja took some damage from Bisharp, it was time for the battle of all battles. After a couple minutes of Greninja and Charizard warming up, it was time for another level of a battle. First, Ash and Greninja used their bond phenomenon to become ash-greninja, and Alain and Charizard used their Mega Evolution right after to become Mega Charizard X. Ash was serious about winning this time, no more joking around like he did in Best Wishes. He was here to win, which made this battle so much more interesting. Even watching the battle now, like the 100th time, it still gets me so hyped up, and there aren't too many Pokemon battles that make me feel that way. It really felt like this was some kind of Dragon Ball Z battle. I really enjoyed the exchanges between Greninja's cut and Charizard's Dragon Claw. And at one point, Greninja used its Shuriken against Charizard's Thunder Punch as a sword. The battle ends with Greninja using some kind of ultimate water Shuriken and Charizard using a Blast Burn. And Charizard won the battle, making Alain the Kalos League winner. Greninja did lose the battle, but it was the closest to defeating Alain's Charizard. Remember, this is the same Charizard that got clean hits on legendaries like Zygarde, Primal Groudon, and went toe-to-toe with the champion of the Hoenn region, Steven Stone. So yeah, this battle was insane, and the animation made it 10 times better, so it definitely deserves the #1 spot.
There we go, Pokemon Champions. This is our ranking of the 10 best battles to feature the Pokemon Charizard. It was so much fun to look back at the entire anime and even some side series and just revisit so many epic battles. Some were better narratively and some just had epic animation and action. But which battles were your favorites? Which one did you enjoy the most? And were there any battles that we didn't discuss that you wish would have made it into the video? Let us know in the comments. And again, a big thanks to POKEZAM for being on the channel today.
Thanks so much for having me on the channel, Blaze. It was seriously so much fun.
It was great to have you here, bro, and do make sure you guys head over to POKEZAM'S channel after this to check out the collab we did on his channel. Who would win in a fight? Ash's Charizard or Ash's Greninja? I'm sure you'll love it. With that being said, make sure you train hard, Pokemon Champions, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.